So, hello students, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn about the third lesson of science, standard 6. We had already covered two lessons. You can watch that and then you can watch this video. And please subscribe to our channel and like and share. And please comment so that we will know what to improve and how whether do you like the lecture and what are our defects so we can improve ourselves. Okay friends, so today we are going to talk about fiber to fabric. Fiber to fabric. First of all, we have to understand what is fabric. Fabric means if we consider a piece of cloth, if you consider a small piece of cloth, you will have seen that a piece of cloth has large number of small thread like structures. Yes, this thread like structures are there. These thread like structures, this whole is known as the fabric, and these thread like structures are known as yarn. They are known as yarn. And when we will remove a single thread from here, if you remove a single thread from here, a single thread that is known as yarn is made up of large number of small very fine strands, and that are known as fiber. So it means that we can say that a fabric is made up of yarn and yarn is made up of fiber. It means fiber to yarn to fabric. This is how it goes. First fibers are there and then they are made into yarn, and then that yarns are converted into fabric. There is a whole process. So we are going to learn about all this here. Okay. Now variety in fabrics. Variety in fabrics means cotton. Cotton is there, or wool is there, silk is there. These all are the varieties: cotton, silk, wool. Yes, there are also synthetic also. Synthetic means we are going to learn about this. What do you mean by synthetic? And then means nylon, terracotta. Yes, so they are the synthetic, and the others are cotton, silk, wool. Let's discuss what are the various type of fabrics. Various type of fabrics, if we talk about, they are natural fabrics and man-made fabrics. Natural fabrics and man-made fabrics. So what are natural fabric and man-made fabric? Natural fabric means the fibers which are obtained from, so natural fibers and the synthetic fibers. Natural fibers means the fibers which are obtained from naturally plant or animals are known as natural fiber. Yes, some fibers are obtained from plant or animal that are known as the natural fibers, like cotton, jute. They are the example of natural fibers. Cotton and jute, or wool and silk, they are also the example of natural fiber because they are obtained from the animals. Wool or silk is obtained from the cocoon of the silkworm. Now these are the natural fibers. There are also some man-made fibers. Man-made fibers known as the synthetic fibers. Synthetic fibers example are polyester, nylon, acrylic. They are the synthetic fibers which are not obtained from plant or animal. They are made naturally by artificially by man. So they are known as the synthetic fiber. Now some plant fibers. Let's study about some plant fiber. Cotton. Cotton, yes, you have seen the cotton wicks. Yes, that are used to light for light to lamps, which are used to light the lamps in our houses, they are known as the cotton. Now they are made up of cotton. Have you seen the cotton? The cotton is mainly grown in the black soil. Cotton is grown in black soil and warm climate. In Maharashtra also cotton is grown. The fruit of cotton plants, the fruit of cotton plants are known as the cotton balls. They are known as the cotton plant, which are the size of the lemon. And after maturing, that balls they burst, and there are cotton, which inside there are seeds. Now, but so before making anything from this cotton, we have to remove the seeds. And this process of removing the seed from the cotton is known as ginning. Yes, this process of removing the seeds from the cotton, this is known as the ginning. Okay, this is also done by the hand and also by the machines. Today they are done by the machines, earlier they were done by the hand. This is known as the ginning of cotton, that is the removal of the cotton thread from the seed. Coming towards the next natural fiber plant, that is jute. Jute is also a plant, and from this we get the fibers. It is mainly grown in the rainy season. It is cultivated during the rainy season of India. In India, it is grown in West Bengal, Bihar, Assam. West Bengal, Bihar, Assam are the places where they are grown. And it is harvested during the rainy season. Now what happens when they are in the flowering stage? They are harvested, and to remove the fibers from them, they are immersed in the water. They are immersed in water for a few days, and then they get rot. And when they get rot, the people used to remove the threads from them, and then that threads, small very fine strands, they are converted into the yarn, and that process is known as spinning. That conversion of threads into the yarn is known as spinning. We had earlier talked about the ginning. Now this is spinning. Spinning means the small very fine strands, threads are converted into the yarn. That is known as the spinning. How it takes place? It occurs. It takes place with the help of an instrument that is known as takli. This is known as the takli. So the process of making yarn from fiber, it's called spinning. In this, fibers are very fine threads of the cotton, they are drawn and twisted, and so we get a yarn. And this is something, a device which is known as a takli, which is mainly used for this process. A simple device which is used known as the takli. Another operated device is known as the charkha. Yes, charkha is also used for the spinning. And earlier it was also used by the Gandhiji. Charkha was also used by the Gandhiji for this whole process. Now we have got the yarn, that in process of converting the threads into the yarn is known as the spinning. And spinning is also today done with the help of machines. Now how to convert that yarn into fabric, that already I talked about. So this is done by two processes that are known as weaving and knitting. There are two main processes, weaving and knitting, that would convert the yarn to fiber. What do you mean by the weaving? Weaving means two set of yarns together, arranged together to make a fabric. It is like that. There are two, one stands is there and one stand is there. So they are just make crossed each other, and this is known as the like this. This is how this will be made. That is known as the weaving. So the process of arranging two set of yarns together is known as the weaving. Now it is activity has been given with the help of paper sheet. Take a paper and cut down very thin strips and then arrange them in strips. One is vertical, one is arranged vertically, and one is arranged horizontally. This is and this is. So this is known as the weaving. This is known as the weaving, and this is also done by the hand loom. This is known as the hand loom, something which you can see if you go somewhere. This is the hand loom, and this is also today done by the power looms also. So what it mean by weaving? Weaving means two strands, two yarns are arranged together to make a fabric. Two yarns are together arranged together to make a fabric is known as the weaving. They are done by the hand loom, also by the power looms. Knitting. Now knitting means you have seen that your mother is sometimes when your mother is knitting a sweater, doing that they use a single ball of wool. This single ball of wool is used, and this is used for the knitting. Doing this, here we are using only a single yarn. There in the weaving we use two yarns to make the fabric, but here we use a single yarn to make the fabric. This is known as the knitting. Here you can see this is how the sweater is knitted. Here we are using the single yarn. That is very important. Knitting can also be done by machines or by machines or by the hand. And knitting, if you want to see the example of knitting, your socks is also done by the knitting. And the how you came to know that it's done by knitting, from in your socks, when you a single thread is removed, you'll see that whole socks can be then it will destroy it. This is because all the threads will be removed immediately. So this is because they are made up of a single thread, and all sweaters are also made up of the single thread. That is known as the knitting, the process of arranging a yarn into the fabric by using a single thread, a single yarn. That is known as knitting. Now history of clothing material. If we talk about the history of clothing material, during the ancient times, as we know, the humans were not having the knowledge of cloth, so they were used to wear the leaves or barks, yes, or animal furs for to protect themselves. And when they started settling, then they got some knowledge. They started making the fabrics, but this still it was not so much developed. And we have seen during the earlier times, people were used to wear a cloth that is not stitches, that is not stitching. Why? This is because people don't know the how to stitch the cloth. So that's why ladies used to wear sari, and males were used to dhoti, and during the ancient times, this is because there was no knowledge of stitching. But as the knowledge increased, today we have gone to such extent that we are also making the natural synthetic fibers which are man-made, such as nylon, acrylic, polyester, and already or we are using the natural fibers. So I hope you have got this lecture. If any comment, just comment me, and if you like the lecture, subscribe to our channel.